You probably think you're in charge of the decisions you make every day, but the truth is, most of us operate exactly like mechanical toys, reacting entirely to whoever is holding the controller and pressing a button. When your boss screams at you over a mistake, your heart rate spikes. Your hands might even start to shake. Biologically, your body is doing the exact same thing it would do if you were staring down a hungry predator. It dumps a massive dose of survival chemicals into your bloodstream, demanding that you either fight for your life or run away. But you can't exactly attack your boss, and you can't sprint out of the office building. So that heavy chemical payload has nowhere to go. It just sits trapped inside your system, quietly rotting into chronic anxiety and endless overthinking. If someone giving you a tiny compliment makes your entire week and a minor inconvenience ruins your entire day, you aren't making autonomous choices. You are letting external triggers dictate your internal chemistry, reducing you to a puppet controlled by anyone who knows how to push your buttons. Let's look at a terrifying example of what happens when that chemical flood goes unchecked. A guy is driving home from work. Suddenly, a young kid chases a toy into the street, forcing the driver to slam on his brakes. The motorcyclist right behind him has to hit his brakes too. Nobody is hurt, but the motorcyclist's brain registers the sudden stop as a lethal threat. His survival software misfires, flooding his body with an unwarranted spike of absolute blinding rage. He doesn't think. He steps off his bike, grabs a heavy brick from the side of the road, and strikes the first driver in the head. The driver dies on the spot. The motorcyclist surrendered to exactly 5 seconds of lost emotional control. In exchange, a judge handed him 20 years in a concrete cell. You might not be facing a prison sentence, but you are paying the exact same toll. Think about the vicious words you've screamed at your partner that you can never take back, or the times you felt low and skipped the gym, trading your long-term health for temporary comfort. The first step to breaking this cycle starts with the words you use inside your own head. When your blood boils, your default reaction is to think, "I am angry." That simple phrase forces your brain to absorb the emotion as your entire identity. You literally become the anger. Try shifting the language. Tell yourself, "My body has released an anger chemical." Notice the distance. That physical spike is just a temporary notification from your nervous system, not an absolute command you have to obey. Treating these intense feelings as temporary glitches in your internal software removes their power over you. You stop being a victim of your own biology and start looking at your reactions objectively. If you look closely at the wreckage of human history, from shattered marriages to extreme violence, very few of those disasters were calculated. They weren't driven by deep philosophy or careful logic. They happened simply because ordinary people let a sudden 5-second chemical flood completely wash over their better judgment. The most formidable person in any room is never the loudest or the one with the most physical strength. The truly dangerous individual is the one who has figured out how to lock that internal, reactive animal inside a permanent cage. To build that cage, we need a system. Elite negotiators and manipulators rely on a specific psychological tactic to bypass their own biological triggers. It's called the 4-second void. The moment a stressor hits you, whether it's a direct insult, a sudden failure, or a sharp pang of jealousy, you freeze all external actions. You force your body into pure stillness and exist in total silence for exactly 4 to 5 seconds. Once you get comfortable entering the void, push it further. Stretch that pause to 10 or even 15 seconds. You are intentionally starving your brain of the chaotic reaction it is begging for. Your mind will fight you on this. It will scream at you to lash out or argue back out of sheer habit. The brain expects the familiar release that comes with an emotional outburst, and it will try to trick you into providing it. But if you can hold the line and master that deliberate, agonizing pause, the chemical wave passes without an outlet. You've successfully waited out the survival instinct, leaving you with the clarity to actually choose your next move. Sometimes silence isn't enough. If someone is standing right in front of you, actively and repeatedly trying to provoke you, holding the void can feel impossible. An elder mentor once taught me a secondary defense mechanism for exactly this situation. While that person is attacking you, Actively force your brain to process the most mundane, unrelated details of your day. Plan your grocery list. Try to remember the exact bus schedule you need to take home. Wonder what kind of sweets you should buy for your relatives. By deliberately distracting your own mind, you completely starve the provoker of the reaction they expect. You strip away their power, instantly reducing their insults to meaningless background noise. Anyone can throw a punch or scream back, but the individual who can stand dead center in a chaotic argument, entirely detached, managing their own chemistry while everyone else loses theirs, that person is untouchable. The very next time you feel your blood start to run hot, try it. Stop for 4 seconds. Redirect your mind, drop the strings,